Hi, welcome to Daily Hope. This is Debbie Samuels. Today we're going to be looking at chapter 21 of Jeremiah. Jeremiah was asked of the king to inquire of the Lord for them because Babylon was coming to attack them. The king said, "Perhaps the Lord will perform wonders for us as in times past, so that he will withdraw from us." But unfortunately, Jeremiah did not have good news for the king. Basically, God said through Jeremiah that this city will be destroyed and the king and his officials will be given into the hands of the enemy who will want to kill them. But to the people of the land, he had a different message. In verse 8, he said, "I'm setting before you a way of life and a way of death." Well, isn't this true? Always. God sets before man a way of life and a way of death. Adam and Eve had freedom in the garden, yet God had two trees. One that he said you can eat from, but the other tree of knowledge, which was the tree of death, they could not eat. But Adam and Eve chose to eat from the tree of death, that God had to then drive them out of the garden. Throughout the Bible, God has given man a way of life and a way of death, and man so foolishly takes the way of death. It is true of us today. The Bible says the mind of the flesh is death, but the mind of the spirit is life. We have a choice. We can choose to live with the spirit and not choose death. We must exercise our own capacity of choice. So don't blame Adam. We do the same foolish choices. This is the perpetual story of God. In Deuteronomy, it says, "See, I have set before you today life and good, death and evil." Now I'm giving you the choice between life and death, between God's blessings and God's curse. And I call to heaven and earth to witness the choice you make. I was told lately, as I've been walking through a season of dental issues, thank you, Mom, for your dental DNA. Getting old is not for sissies. I would like to add, walking with Jesus is not for sissies. See, it takes one who is willing to die daily to self to be able to get to that place of life. But we have to follow the Spirit's leading in every area of our life, including our home, our marriage, our time in the Word, our workplace, vacations, and in our taxes. After a stressful day not too long ago of doing taxes and struggling with too much to do and not doing anything well, I had to pack up all my emotions and tuck it away under my bed where no one could see it so I could go to work. A staff member was walking by me and I said hi, and we talked for about a minute. And he said, "I feel the Lord wants me to pray for you." And he began to pray specifically for the things that I had just gone through. My doubts, my emotions, all that I've been struggling with, even though he had no idea because I didn't tell him. And I realized by the end of the prayer, it was not this staff member's prayer. It was God speaking through him specifically to me. This staff member chose to be obedient to God, and through him, God spoke life to me. We can be vessels of life to each other, and this is what our world needs to see in the church today, people that are life givers. Finally, Jeremiah told the people to choose life was not to stay in the city which was about to be destroyed, but to surrender. I was reminded yesterday of when Jill and Stuart Briscoe came to visit us, and they shared with us that they became bird watchers, and they took a trip to Alaska to watch the birds. And this wind tunnel that was inverted grabbed a lot of birds and were flinging them around in this tunnel, and there were feathers flying and some of the birds were dying. But then they noticed some of the birds that just put their wings out and surrendered to the wind. And finally, the wind released them. When we choose death, when we choose to go against our flesh and we want to go into the spirit and life, then we need to surrender. We need to surrender those times where we have not forgiven, those times where we have chosen to go our own way, And my question to you is, what do you need to surrender today? Also, we can choose to be life givers. You never know when God will use you to be the vessel of life for another. May God bless you today and learn to speak life. God bless you.